Hello and welcome to another episode of Disney Movie Investigation. This is our bonus show where we take a look at the cartoons that we remember growing up. On this episode, we go deep into the world of Thundera as we look at the animated series Thundercats. And if you are enjoying these videos, please do hit that subscribe button. That way you will never miss a single one of our episodes. But for now, sit back and enjoy this bonus episode of Disney Movie Investigation. So like I said, we are covering Thundercats. This was created by Ted Tobin Wolfe, and it aired between September 9th, 1985 to September 29th, 1989. The number of episodes were 130, with the production companies being Rankin Bass Animated Entertainment and Leisure Concepts. So let's take a look at the development. In early 1984, Ted Wolfe pitched an idea about human-eyed cat people to his friend Stan Weston, who was president of Leisure Concepts. Weston took the idea to Rankin and Bass production offices, and the producers actually liked the idea. Leonard Starr was brought in as the head writer and to develop the series Bible and write the initial episodes. Animation was completed in Japan by Pacific Animation Corporation, headed by Mizuki Azuka, and character voices and the music would be recorded in the US and then would be sent to Japan along with the notes and direction for each episode. The pilot episode, entitled Exodus, was broadcast on January 23rd, 1985 and was received well, so it led to another 65 episodes being commissioned. Work on the second season began midway through the first season, and then the last episode, entitled The Book of Omens, was broadcast on September 29th, 1989. So let's take a look at the show. So Thundercats follows humanoid cat creatures on a planet called Third Earth. The series starts with the Thundercats fleeing their home planet Thundera because their planet is dying. On their journey, they are attacked by the mutants of Plundar, who hope to capture the mystic Sword of Omens. The sword holds the Eye of Thundera, which is the source of the Thundercats' powers. The Thundercats crash on Third Earth and make their new home and must battle not only the mutants of Plundar, but also the mythical sorcerer named Mumm-Ra, who is after the Sword of Omens as well, to become the most powerful being in the universe. So let's take a look at the cast. So we had Larry Kenney, who plays Lionel, Jackalman, and Tugmug, Earl Hindman, who plays Panthro and the Ancient Spirits of Evil, Earl Hammond, who plays Jaga, Mumm-Ra, Vultureman, and Amok, Peter Newman, who plays Tigra, Wily Kit, Bengali, and Monkeyan, Lynn Lipton, who plays Chatira, Wily Kit, and Luna, and Bob McFadden, who plays Snarf, Linkso, Snarfur, and Slithe. So this television series was very popular in the 80s. It was definitely one of the highlights. On November 16th in 1987, a VHS released Thundercats Ho! Was a film adaptation of the animated series that was released in the United Kingdom. The film was composed of the first 5 episodes of Season 2 stitched together. And in 2008 and 2009, Warner Brothers was attempting to develop a Thundercats CGI film based on the original story. However, after the 2008 Speed Racer film was a box office bomb, the film was put on indefinite hold. A new Thundercats series was developed for Warner Brothers Animation in 2011, and the show expanded Lionel's ascension to leader of the Thundercats. This series was darker in tone, and the characters were redesigned to make them more appealing to younger audiences. The series debuted on July 29th, 2011, with an hour-long premiere. Unfortunately, the ratings were not strong, and the merchandise did not sell well, so the series was canceled after 1 season. This series spawned a series of comic books published by Marvel Comics. This lasted 3 years and 24 issues, and then Marvel UK then started publishing the comics for an additional 3 years and 129 issues. In 2002, DC Comics produced a new line of comic books and included 5 miniseries and several one-shots. Video game spin-offs included a side-scrolling game called Thundercats, The Lost Eye of Thundera in 1987, And then based on the new series, a 2012 Nintendo DS game called Thundercats. Of course, there was merchandise as LGN produced action figures from the show from 1984 to 1987, and each figure had an action feature and a laser light-up feature that interacted with the Cat's Lair playset. Other merchandise included a board game, TV tray, clothing, and electronic racing set. In 2009, to help promote the new series, Hard Hero produced collectible statues, and then in 2011, Bandai produced action figures based on the classic and new series to help bridge the gap. And then finally, in Pop Culture Shock in 2010, produced premium Thundercat statues of Lionel and Mumm-Ra that were 1/4 scale. The models were made for Chitara and Tigra, but unfortunately they did not meet the minimum of pre-sale orders, so the models were donated to the Thundercat Museum in 2014. So memories of the show. I loved the show as a kid. I was a big fan of the action-adventure series that this one offered. It reminded me a lot of He-Man, kind of like cat version of He-Man. I like how the stories were very unique from each other, and it often involved multiple villains. Like some episodes you would have villains with Mumm-Ra, others with the mutants of Plundar, and then they would bring in one-shot villains. Like I remember one, Safari Joe was a hunter from across the galaxy, which I thought was really cool. Looking back on it, watching it in preparation for this show, I love the narrative structure and how each episode shares a lesson about something important, such as teamwork or not looking down on people or judging people. I thought that was a really great aspect of the show. And each episode would end with kind of like a summary of what the lesson is to be taken away from the show. My only criticism of the show is that the lack of character development. For example, the villain Mumm-Ra, it's not really explained why he is after the Sword of Omens, because it's stated several times in almost every episode that the Sword of Omens only works in the hands of someone who is pure of heart. So why Mumm-Ra would even want it, because it wouldn't work, is kind of a question. But again, that's just a small criticism. And then I get that in the 80s, that this was kind of not a thing of having huge character development. They were more after creating 100 episodes so they can get the syndication, so they could keep doing reruns. So again, it's a small criticism, but yeah, it's something I would have liked to have seen. Overall, though, definitely fond memories, and will always cherish my memories of Thundercats growing up. So thank you so much for joining us here on this bonus episode of Disney Movie Investigation. Please leave a comment below on what you think of the series Thundercats. Did you love it as a kid? Did you not like it as a kid? Just be interesting to share what your thoughts are. So as we look forward to our next bonus episode on these childhood shows that we remember growing up, we are next going to explore the world of literature as we look at the show Reading Rainbow. So until next time, I hope you have a magical day, and we will see you real soon.